Hey there, this is Kristin Coaching from KristinCoaching.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. The topic of this video is going to be around establishing boundaries for a threesome and setting ground rules. I have made some other videos related to threesomes. One of them is my husband wants a threesome, or my husband wants to have a three-way. What do I do? So that's if your partner wants to have one and you're not ready for that. We discuss a little bit about what that means for your relationship. And then the other threesome video that I encourage you to look at is your relationship ready for a threesome? So that talks about just like prepping for it and making sure that you're good to go. So I definitely suggest that you take a look at those videos before watching this one, or you can do this one too, but just make sure you do the other ones as well, just because they're all related and correlated. And please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page, and that way you can see more helpful, useful videos about relationships. So let's dive right into it today. And today we're going to be talking about ground rules. And it's really important to have ground rules in a threesome or a three-way because you want to make sure that every single person is feeling safe and secure and content and happy and wanting to be there. So that includes you, your partner, and even your guest. If you don't have ground rules or guidelines ahead of time, that can be a really, really bad idea because, things kind of become a free-for-all, and some people might think certain actions or activities are appropriate and other people are not okay with that because it affects their personal boundaries and their space, and that is just not a good idea to have. You want to make sure that you go into it where everybody's on the 100% same page so you can have a good time and enjoy yourselves, all knowing what the rules are and the expectations are. The first rule in a threesome is to make sure that your guest feels included. And I kind of touched a little bit on this on my other threesome videos, but this should be a really good ground rule and expectation to have, because you and your significant other are most likely really comfortable with each other in bed. You've been together for a long time. You know what to expect. There's no crazy surprises. But the third person who is coming in is most likely really new to the situation, and also in a way doing you guys a nice favor because you want to have a third person, and it's most likely your guys' idea as a couple. So it's just really important that your third person feels included and appreciated and respected and validated. So just to make sure that they're comfortable as well and making sure that they're happy and content is just a nice etiquette to do if you are going to have a three-way. So it's just something to pay attention to. And then the second ground rule that you should have if you're deciding that you want to do a three-way is safe sex. That is key. Again, I touched on that to make sure that you're ready to have a threesome and you're ready to do safe sex. But if you do want the threesome, you have to be able to practice safe sex, because you and your significant other most likely have been together for a long time. You know that you guys most likely don't have anything, or if you do have something, you are taking cautionary measures to make sure that that isn't transmitted between the both of you. But bringing a third party in is always a risk because you don't know where that third party has been. You don't know what they have. Also, a lot of times sexually transmitted infections can be dormant. So just because you can't observe it or you can't see it or whatnot, it doesn't mean it's not there. So you want to make sure that anytime there is penetration, vaginal with the penis, you want to make sure that there is a condom and that is being used every single time there is penetration going on. So make sure you have plenty of those handy. Also, dental dams for oral sex is really important. Again, I think that if you all feel secure and knowing that everybody is safe sexually and nothing's going to be transmitted amongst you guys, you can have more of a time and enjoy yourself. So it's really important that you are safe and you take these safe measures. Sometimes couples want to see blood work from somebody else to make sure that they're negative. You absolutely can if you want to. I wouldn't say that's a necessity, but I definitely think using some protective measures in the moment is 100% a good idea. So make sure you do that as well. And then the third ground rule, in order to, during that threesome time, is it's really important that you have a safe word. You never know how somebody is going to feel in the moment. You could be 100% prepared by talking about the rules and the guidelines and the boundaries. That's all good in D&D. But sometimes in the moment, emotions come up and feelings come up and awkwardness might happen. And you want to make sure that throughout your whole experience that everybody wants to be there 100% and everybody is happy to participate and is enjoying themselves. So having a safe word which allows somebody to say, hey, time out, I'm not okay with this, I'm not feeling good, I want to go permanently, or maybe they just need a few minutes, maybe they need some space, maybe something's wrong, they're not feeling well, whatever it is. You all who are participating need permission to be able to stop and leave at any point in time. So having a safe word is key. And again, that also brings that sense of security and protection during the time. So you know that if nobody's using a safe word, everybody the whole time is there, most likely having a good time. They want to be there. They're enjoying themselves. So it's really, really key to make sure that you establish that safe word ahead of time. And then the last rule, if you are going to choose to do a three-way, is make sure it's not a friend. A lot of people might disagree with me because a lot of people think, oh, I'm really comfortable with this person. I know this person. I don't want just a stranger. If you have a friend as your third party, as your guest, so to speak, it can bring up a lot of emotions because you have your experience and it might be a great time, but then afterwards you hang out with that person in a non-sexual setting, and sometimes emotions and feelings can come up, and it really is like a crossing of relationship boundaries. If somebody was already an established friend and you put this sexual relationship experience with them as well, that can get mucky and awkward and a lot of times cause insecurities within the couple because you're hanging out with that person afterwards in a different setting. And it's just a good idea to separate a friend from the third person who's going to come into the threesome. Whoever comes in as a guest, make sure that that person is just a threesome guest and that is your role with them. That way it's clear expectations, clear guidelines, and not only how you treat them before and during, but what you do after. And I think a lot of times it's good to be like, okay, thank you so much, we had a great time, and put that person aside and say goodbye. Because if that person has you could probably use a person again in terms of, doing another threesome in the future, but any other type of a relationship and creating a friendship and having certain interactions that are non-threesome related can be a really bad idea. And I have seen couples and relationships be devastated as a result of that. So that really is my cautionary tale to you guys, not to use somebody that you know ahead of time in terms of like a friendship type of relationship. So hopefully that's helpful. Please feel free to comment below and ask me any questions or give me some comments. I'd love to hear from you and get back to you with whatever that is. And please stay tuned for my next video on relationship tips and how to have a happy, healthy, long-lasting relationship. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.